The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden hue over the bustling streets of Lisbon. Cristiano Ronaldo sat comfortably in the driver's seat of his sleek sports car, humming along to the radio as he approached a red light. The world outside his window moved quickly, pedestrians hurrying home, street vendors packing up, and cars honking impatiently. As the light turned red, Ronaldo slowed to a stop. His gaze wandered, and that's when he saw him, a man sitting on the sidewalk with his knees drawn up to his chest. His clothes were tattered, his face marked with exhaustion, and a small cardboard sign lay next to him, scrawled with the words, "Hungry and homeless, please help." Ronaldo's heart sank. He recognized that look, the hollow eyes, the slumped shoulders. It was the look of someone who had been beaten down by life. Memories of his own humble beginnings flashed through his mind, days when he didn't know if there would be enough food on the table for his family. Without a second thought, Ronaldo reached over to the passenger seat where he had a small bag of snacks from earlier. He rolled down his window and called out, "Hey, amigo!" The man looked up, startled, as if he couldn't believe someone was speaking to him. Ronaldo gestured with the bag. "You hungry?" The man hesitated for a moment before nodding. "Yes, thank you," he said, his voice hoarse. Ronaldo got out of the car, ignoring the curious stares of onlookers. He approached the man, crouching down to his level. "What's your name?" he asked, his tone warm and genuine. "Samuel," the man replied. "Thank you. I didn't think anyone would stop." Ronaldo smiled gently. "Everyone deserves a little help sometimes. Here, take this," he said, handing over the bag of sandwiches and water. "Eat up." As Samuel gratefully opened the bag, Ronaldo's mind began racing. This wasn't enough. A meal might fill his stomach tonight, but what about tomorrow, or the day after? He couldn't just drive away and forget about this man. Samuel devoured the sandwich with an urgency that tugged at Ronaldo's heart. He sat quietly beside Samuel, leaning against his car, unbothered by the glances and murmurs of passers-by. For Ronaldo, the moment was not about image. It was about helping someone who reminded him of his own past struggles. "Samuel," Ronaldo began, his voice steady, "how long have you been out here?" Samuel wiped his mouth with the back of his hand, his eyes downcast. "A year, maybe longer," he muttered. "Lost my job, couldn't pay rent. One thing led to another, and here I am." Ronaldo nodded, his expression thoughtful. "It can happen to anyone," he said softly. "You know, I didn't grow up with much. My family struggled to make ends meet. There were days when we didn't know if we'd have food on the table." Samuel glanced at him, his brows furrowed in disbelief. "You? But you're Cristiano Ronaldo." Ronaldo chuckled lightly, his face softening. "I wasn't always this man. Back then, I didn't have anything but a dream and a pair of worn-out football boots. I've been where you are, not knowing what the future holds. But someone gave me a chance, and that changed everything. Now, I want to do the same for you." Samuel's eyes glistened with unshed tears, his voice barely above a whisper. "What are you saying?" Ronaldo stood, extending his hand to Samuel. "Let me help you. First, we'll find you a place to stay. Then, we'll figure out the rest." Samuel hesitated for a moment, his pride warring with his desperation. Finally, he reached for Ronaldo's hand. As Ronaldo helped him to his feet, he gestured toward his car. "Come on, there's a small inn nearby. You'll have a warm bed and a hot shower tonight." As they drove to the inn, Samuel sat in stunned silence, glancing at Ronaldo occasionally as if he couldn't believe this was happening. The car's interior was sleek and immaculate, a stark contrast to the streets he had called home for so long. Samuel clutched the bag of sandwiches and water tightly, as if afraid it might disappear. At the front desk of the inn, Ronaldo spoke to the receptionist with the same kindness he had shown Samuel. He ensured that Samuel was checked in for a week, paying for the room in full and adding extra for meals. The receptionist, recognizing Ronaldo, could only smile in admiration. Samuel stood in the doorway of his room, staring at the clean bed, the small table with a lamp, and the modest but inviting decor. His voice trembled as he turned to Ronaldo. "I don't know what to say. This This is more than I ever imagined." Ronaldo placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Rest tonight, Samuel. Tomorrow we'll talk about what comes next." For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Samuel felt a glimmer of hope. That night, as he lay in the bed's soft sheets, he stared at the ceiling, tears streaming down his face. He whispered to himself, "Maybe this is the start of something better." The morning sunlight streamed through the window as Samuel slowly woke up, feeling the softness of the bed beneath him. For a moment he thought it was a dream: clean sheets, a warm room, and the faint scent of breakfast drifting through the air. Then he remembered. Cristiano Ronaldo. The previous day's events replayed in his mind, and a wave of gratitude washed over him. A knock on the door broke his thoughts. Samuel opened it to find Ronaldo standing there with a warm smile and 2 cups of coffee. "Good morning, Samuel. I hope you slept well." "I did," Samuel replied, his voice thick with emotion. "Thank you. I haven't slept like that in years." Ronaldo handed him a cup and gestured for Samuel to join him at the small table. "Today," Ronaldo began, "we're going to take the next step." Samuel looked at him with a mixture of hope and apprehension. "What do you mean?" "I've made a few calls," Ronaldo said, his tone serious but kind. "There's a job opportunity waiting for you. It's not glamorous, but it's a start. You'll have a steady income and a chance to rebuild your life." Samuel hesitated, his hands trembling slightly as he held the coffee cup. "Why are you doing this for me?" he asked softly. Ronaldo's expression softened. "Because I know what it's like to feel invisible, to think no one cares. Someone helped me when I had nothing, and I've never forgotten that. Now I want to do the same for you." Samuel nodded, the weight of Ronaldo's words sinking in. "I'll try. I don't want to waste this chance." Later that day, Ronaldo accompanied Samuel to a local business owned by a friend. The manager greeted them warmly, shaking Samuel's hand and showing him around. The job was simple: inventory work and assisting customers, but it was a lifeline. Samuel could see a future taking shape, one where he wasn't defined by his circumstances. By the end of the day, Samuel had officially started his new job. As they stood outside the store, Ronaldo turned to him. "This is just the beginning, Samuel. You've got a long road ahead, but you're not walking it alone." Samuel's voice was steady for the first time in years. "Thank you, Cristiano. I won't let you down." Ronaldo smiled. "I know you won't, and one day when you can, help someone else who needs it. That's how we keep moving forward." As Ronaldo drove away, Samuel watched until the car disappeared from sight. For the first time in years, he felt something he thought he'd lost forever: hope. With a steady job, a roof over his head, and a kind heart to guide him, Samuel knew this was more than a fresh start. It was the beginning of a new life. And that's the end of our story. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next story. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.